Hey everyone, thanks for joining. Let's go ahead and get into this live. Thank y'all for being here. I see my two top flights are in the building, Truth and Rose. Thank y'all for joining. Let's jump right in. Everything said in this video is alleged and in my opinion, and is used for fair use and entertainment. First up, we gotta talk about this Bill Cosby topic that was just dropped on TMZ. OMG. That rhymed in it. TMZ, OMG. The only thing I hate about TMZ is they have so many freaking pop-ups and you really can't control it. But hey, it is what it is. Let's get on through it. Shout out to TMZ, of course. Bill Cosby says that I got 7 quaaludes of prescription drugs, rather, to drug women. So he's admitting to this, you guys. Oh my God, right? Child, remind me never to ask Bill Cosby for nothing to drink if I ever go to his damn house, right? You ain't about to sprinkle my ass. But it says that Bill Cosby admitted under oath that he refilled a recreational prescription for quaaludes that he got from a gynecologist at a poker game 7 times with the intention of giving the pills to women in hopes of having sex with them. And he says that he never downed a single pill himself. So let me find out. Bill Cosby is out here admitting to drugging women. Bill, you're a dangerous person. Now, you're not the same person from the Bill Cosby show, okay? Yeah, I hate that your legacy went down like this, sir. Now, the bombshell admission is part of a deposition that Cosby gave in a lawsuit filed by one of his RAPE accusers, Donna Moxinger. Parts of his testimony are included in new legal documents obtained by TMZ. This is the woman here that he gave the quaaludes to. Now, weird, which is so weird. Bill is married to a black woman named Camille Cosby. The women that he gave these quaaludes to, most of the women, if not all, were of Caucasian descent. Okay. So I'm not sure what the hell did he have an infatuation that no one knew about with white women or Caucasian women, because Bill, it's given that you only did this to these types of women, white women that we know of so far. All right, let's continue. Said that Cosby said in a deposition, which is sealed, that he was prescribed quaaludes by a freaking OBGYN, Dr. Leroy Amar, at a poker table. It says that talk about some shady business dealings. Now, this person may be getting ready to lose Dr. Amar, probably about to lose their license for doing this, right? Right, at a poker table? Okay. Now it says that the docs say that Dr. Amar is a disgrace. I know that shit, right? Gynecologist who was Cosby's friend, and the poker game where Cosby got the quaalude prescriptions was hosted at Cosby's Los Angeles house prior to 1972, which is significant. Ooh. Somebody in trouble. Now it says that we did some digging and found that Dr. Amar had a license revoked in California in 1979. Now it goes on to say that Moxinger, which is the woman who was R-worded, as we first reported, claims that Cosby drugged and R-worded her in 1972 when she was working as a server at the famous Trident restaurant in Sausalito, California. I think that's how you say it. Okay. Child, now says in her lawsuit, Moxinger claims that Cosby gave her a pill that she believed was an aspirin. And after she took the pill, she started falling in and out of consciousness and woke up the next day in her house wearing only her panties. Now it goes on to say that the new documents say that Cosby's quaaludes were round white pills. Okay, now that would appear to be an aspirin, but I can't believe this. Well, I mean, I can't, because he already had a case that another woman sued him for. So Cosby is trying to get Moxinger's lawsuit thrown out of court, but Moxinger is fighting back. That means she's going to be probably seeking some monetary damages from this, because this was back in 1972. If she can prove that this happened, and he did just admit that he was using these quaaludes from a doctor who's now been deemed disgraced, and was getting some stuff under the table, like 7 prescriptions, as we just said. Okay, 7 prescriptions. Let's go back up. You see this? He was given the quaaludes rather 7 times. Okay, 7 times. So damn, that's a lot, right? 300 milligrams of the quaaludes to these women, and all of these women that have come forward that I've seen so far from all the posts that came up about him R-wording and drugging these women were white women. So I don't know what the fuck Bill Cosby was thinking about. Like, it's sad that he was known as America's favorite dad from the Cosby Show, and then he's literally ruining his legacy. Like, he's going out like that. He's already been locked up, but he's kind of going out like the last things that we're going to remember about Bill Cosby is that he drugged and R-worded women. Like Bill Cosby, I would think someone else, not Bill Cosby, right? This is a very sad situation. What do y'all think about that, though? I hate that. Let's continue. Simon seems to be sitting back, still watching Portia and the mess that she's doing. Y'all know he does not like the fact that she is posting her new girlfriend, and Simon is sitting back watching, and he had something to say. Shout out to The Girls Are Fighting. So it says that Simon Goubadia swears off marriage while Real Housewives of Atlanta Portia Williams and Patrice Sway McKinney celebrate their new relationship. Now, after finalizing her divorce, Portia Williams is thriving in her relationship with Patrice Sway McKinney. Now, it goes on to say that meanwhile, Simon Goubadia is embracing peace and personal wellness, reflecting on life after decades of marriage and choosing to step away from marriage for now. He says, okay, 8 years, we circled the block. This is what Simon is saying. So as you guys can see here, and I follow Simon, so I saw this post when it came up earlier. He says, in 61 years, I can't remember ever seeing my blood pressure in the normal range. So 117 over 70 must mean I should stay single forever, with the laughing emoji. So maybe he's alluding to the fact that during the time he was with Portia, that was one of the most stressful times, and maybe his blood pressure was out of whack from all the shit that they were going through. But said that all jokes aside, I gave 33 years of my life to marriage. Now it's time to choose a chapter that comes with a little more peace and a lot less stress. So he's not trying to be getting married no time soon. He is over in Dubai. He's actually going back and forth from Dubai to Africa. So he is in Dubai more than he's in Africa, but he seems to be at peace. He seems to be happy. Every time I see him go live or posting something, he's smiling, he's eating, he's just enjoying his life, having a drink. He's, out dancing. I saw a few videos where he was out at a club. He was up dancing, just enjoying his life. So great for him that he's not moping. I think he's going to keep trolling Portia and filing motions against her every chance he gets, because he's sitting back watching her post with this new person and seeing her happy and doing the things that she's doing. So I think he's going to continue the pettiness. But as far as him saying, hey, he's going to step back from being married right now and just enjoy his life and have his peace, I respect that, right? I respect that, instead of Portia jumping, into a relationship after relationship versus having that time in, that space in between to heal. She's one of those people who are like energy vampires, that she got to attach to someone or be attached in order to feel secure. So yeah, what do y'all think about that? Let's get into our last topic. This is the last topic. Fans are upset at the Osefo'S from Real Housewives of Potomac because they don't feel that they gave enough this season. They were disappointed that they thought that they were going to give more about this whole scamming situation that they found themselves in. And they said this season was pretty much a dud because they didn't share shit, really. They were kind of tight-lipped. Now, I get it. It is still an open case, so they can't really talk about much as related to it. But we're going to get into what they are saying here. So according to the Real Housewives of Potomac, y'all can see it up on my screen there. It says that the silent scandal, the Osefo'S have ignited a full-blown reckoning after explosive footage tied to the alleged stage robbery mysteriously vanished, turning season 10's finale into what furious fans are calling a stunning betrayal. Now, viewers who waited all season for transparency and consequences instead watched accountability evaporate in real time as critical scenes disappeared and hard questions were unanswered, despite a $450,000 legal disaster hanging over the storyline. It said that social media erupted, trust collapsed, and the silence only made it louder. What was cut and who decided it shouldn't be seen now looms larger than the finale itself, and the fallout is far from over. So fans were expecting the Osefo'S to be more transparent this season, being that they may be going away for a while, or to give a little bit more clarity to these charges that they're facing with the fraudulent insurance fraud situation they were in, this break-in, this robbery that they said they experienced, which was found to be really not a robbery because the things that they said were stolen from them. Wendy, you were seen wearing said jewelry that you said was stolen. So a lot of people figured out quickly that they were lying and that they were pulling everybody's leg and pulling the wool over people's eyes with this damn robbery situation. Okay. Not to mention that the police had already done an investigation and said that they were full of shit with the things that they were telling the police were stolen. Okay. And let's not forget about the emails between the two of them back and forth that were damaging as well, where Wendy was telling her husband to put certain things on the insurance policy to make sure that they could get the maximum amount from their policy. And that is something that the police were able to find out as well. So fans are upset this season for Real Housewives of Potomac. They were like, why even have Eddie and old girl on the show if they're not going to share anything? So they, Wendy and Eddie pretty much were not, they kind of beat around the bush in terms of sharing that part of their lives with the fans, and they were disappointed. Like, why even come on the show if you guys are going to sit on this information, which you know is something that everybody wants to talk about, what everybody wants you to give a little more clarity into, because right before the season started, this happened. So they were like, okay, y'all on the show talking about everybody else's stuff, but then when it comes up, this whole robbery and this whole insurance fraud situation, everyone knows that you guys are in full litigation. You don't want to talk about it. And again, I get it. It is an open case, but it's no different than the girls grilling Karen Huger for going to jail for her DUIs. You might not want to talk about it, but you are a public figure and people want to know. They want to know your business. When you become a public figure, you know, they just feel like automatically that that's just something you should talk about. So yeah, fans are saying that they are very, very much so disappointed this season that Wendy and Eddie were not as transparent as they thought they should have been about their situation. So what do y'all think? Let me know. Kim, you said that Wendy should make up with her mom that she's going to need a babysitter for. Yeah, I don't think that her mom would say, oh, I'm not going to watch the kids, you know. And then also remember that Eddie's family, Eddie's very close to his family as well. So if push comes to shove, if she doesn't make up with her mom, which I hope she does, her mom is a whole hot ass mess. All right. Wendy's mom is too much. Y'all saw the scene that we shared where she was cussing Wendy out in her own house and telling her to shut up. I was like, oh my God. But Eddie is close to his family. Eddie's family has a lot of money because initially, and I think they still are, helping pay for some very high-powered attorneys that are supposed to be representing Wendy and Eddie. Because at one point they were going to be represented separately. Wendy was going to have her own attorney, and Eddie was going to have his attorneys, and his family was going to pay for said attorneys. But now they've decided to be represented together. So I think that is going to come from Eddie's family. Eddie is also an attorney, so that's great for him that he'll be able to, I guess, give some insight on this case with his attorneys. I don't know, but it's not looking good. It's not looking good. I do remember seeing on what was it, Giselle and Robin's podcast. They said that they actually had a run-in with Wendy and Eddie, and they had a conversation with them. Said that Eddie and Wendy looked very like embarrassed, and they looked very nervous whenever Giselle was saying that, hey, she's going to say a prayer for them, and she was asking them like little random questions about their, you know, how they were doing and how they've been doing since all this whole case thing happened. Giselle was saying that Eddie looked like very detached, and he looked very nervous, you know, like bothered, or like they've, you know, been kind of like not getting enough sleep because of this situation. It's possible shit, because the thought of going to jail for a very long time for fraud and stuff like that, hell, you will be up and not getting sleep, trying to think about all the things that you have to handle before you go to court, and possibly have to go straight to jail when you go to court, right? But yeah, let's see. Let's look at a couple comments before we get out here. Terry Copeland says, Caramel, how does a gynecologist prescribe that kind of medicine? Well, that I don't know, but this is what TMZ is reporting, that a gynecologist prescribed the Quaaludes to, and 7 times. So he has 7 prescriptions of the Quaaludes that he got for, and he probably gave him a nice little, you know, check or some money under the table for it. I'm pretty sure, which is why they said he's disgraced and he lost his license. So this person is no longer a acting physician, probably because he was doing this and doing some other illegal things while he was a practicing doctor. But according to what TMZ is reporting, and they are very reputable, I do feel like maybe Bill Cosby gave this doctor a certain amount of money for these Quaaludes, and he was using them on these women. So that's what it's saying, honey. I don't know. Let's see. Rose is saying back then they probably wasn't paying that much attention to the doctor's prescriptions. Probably that too. That too. That too. Let me look at a couple more comments and we're gonna get out of here, guys. All right. Uh okay. Let's see. Let's see. Oh, y'all are just coming in saying hello to everyone. Well, you guys sound off. Sound off and let me know what y'all think about this because I really, like I said, I really hate to hear this about Bill Cosby. Again, I hate to hear that his legacy has become that because OMG, it's just not. What? We're gonna save that for Car Chronicles. Somebody sending me, y'all be sending me TTT, honey. Thank y'all so much. All right. Again, y'all send me stuff if y'all want me to talk about certain topics. Send it to me to my camerarail75gmail.com email, okay? And I will take a look at it and then I will add it into the show lineup, okay? If it appears to be something that's newsworthy, okay? But let's get this down. This is it, guys. This is the last topic. This is probably my last video for the night. I feel like I've been online quite a bit today. So I kind of want to kick back, relax. I feel like I'm catching a slight cold from going in and outside. Lord God, I hope not. So I'm gonna go lay down and rest my body and drink me some lemon ginger tea and watch a little TV. And I will see you guys tomorrow. All right. You guys have a wonderful night. Happy hump day to you all. Peace and blessings to you all. Thank you to my top flight mods, Stephanie Thomas, Rose Armstead, and True TV Podcast, and all the content creators and everyone in the bushes. Love you guys down. Until the next one. Bye.